Yeah, it's obviously a really exciting time for soccer in this country, but for us in Seattle, specifically with the Club World Cup coming up. And, I think there's an energy there that you can feel. The guys are excited. Like you said, it comes halfway through the year. So I think our focus at first, obviously, will be just taking it game by game first half of the year, going through that, but using that time to gear up and kind of be in our best form, hopefully heading into the summer and playing in those massive games. So, last time we played in the Club World Cup, it came right after preseason. It was our first competitive game, so it was, no excuses obviously, but it was a little bit tougher to be in the best form. So I think having the first half of the season to gear up for that will be good for us, and obviously getting to host the games as well will be incredible there in Seattle. I assume the stadium will be packed, and getting to play against world-class opponents like that will be a lot of fun. So, guys are looking forward to it a lot.
We're going to stay to our right in the front. Alonso.
Hi, Jordan. How are you? Alonso
Good, how are
from
you?
Aries Pro Network. Well, first, congratulations on the DP contract with Seattle Sounders.
Thank you.
And it's always to win a trophy, the main objective for Seattle. How to handle the pressure with all these tournaments, knowing that in the last 3 seasons, LA teams have dominated the Western conferences.
Yeah, it's for us in Seattle, the goal is always to win trophies, like you said, and that's kind of part of the history of the club and the culture of the club, and guys that come in, they know that the first thing that's in our new training facility is kind of the recognitions of the trophies that we've won. So guys walk in and see what it means to be part of the Sounders and see what it means to be part of this group. So it's definitely always a big goal of ours, and we have a lot of different tournaments, a lot of different opportunities to win trophies this year. And, I think Schmidt said it at the end of last year, we had a good year, but in the end it was a disappointment because we didn't win any trophies. And obviously losing in the Western Conference Final with a chance to host MLS Cup against an LA team, like you mentioned, was frustrating. And so we need to find a way to get back to being at the top of the Western Conference and winning MLS Cup, and obviously Leagues Cup and Club World Cup along the way. But, I think our main goal is to win MLS Cup. And you see some of the signings we've had in the last few days, which are really exciting. And I think we're building a really good group in Seattle. So we're looking forward to this season.
We're going to go to our left with Steve, then go to our right with Simon and David, and go to the back with Alex.
Hey, Jordan. There's been a lot of talk in the league about possibly moving the calendar to match the European schedules. What are your thoughts about that? Are you for it, against it, and some of the challenges that might present?
Yeah, I obviously don't know a ton about it. That's kind of with the league. I've heard rumors here or there. I'm sure there's pros and cons both ways. Obviously, playing through the winter might provide its challenges in different places. So figuring that out as a player, having the summer break would be nice. Having time off in the summer would be nice. But no, I don't know a ton about it. I don't have a ton of big feelings either way. But I know the rumors are out there, so we'll see what the league does.
Go ahead, Simon.
Hi, Jordan. You mentioned those signings. Obviously, Yes was coming in officially yesterday, wasn't it? Do you see yourself playing in as a two up front together, or is one of you probably going to have to go wide? And what does he bring to the team? How do you adjust to it? But what does he bring?
Yeah, obviously I've played with Jesus with the national team, and first of all, we're bringing in a really good guy, which is great, building kind of the chemistry within the locker room. And I've known him for a while. He's a really good guy off the field, but on the field he brings so much. You see the pedigree that he has both with the national team and in Dallas. His goal scoring ability. Last couple of years he's played more as maybe number 10, but he's so creative. He wants to get on the ball. For a player like me that likes to get in behind, just having another player with Albert underneath that can find those final passes, I think will unlock a lot for us going forward. So obviously we needed to score more goals last year. That was a big talking point coming into the offseason. To add a player like Jesus, who is comfortable with a lot of guys on our team, knows a lot of guys on our team, knows the league, has been really successful in this league. Will help out so much, and I'm looking forward to playing with him a lot. I've enjoyed playing with him with the national team, and kind of up to the coaching staff what they decide. Of course, I want to be play as the 9, be the 9, and we'll see what what comes out of preseason, maybe different formations. Who knows what the possibilities will be, or would love to play together with him as well. So whatever helps the team win games, I guess is the answer, and that's kind of up to the coaching staff. But it's exciting to have those possibilities and to bring in a player like Jesus.
Going to go right to David.
On top of Jesus, the reports are that Paul Arriola might be heading his way, and obviously another guy you played with the national team. Are you doing a little recruiting? Are you excited about this idea of having this U.S. men's national team super team in MLS?
Very excited. Paul is one of my good friends too, which is great. I've been talking to him through this whole kind of process, and know him and his wife well, and so not only obviously on the field, but off the field, bringing in another really good guy. Known Paulie for a long time, so I'm really excited about bringing him in as well, and for the group, he provides even more flexibility. He can play in so many different positions. He's a team player. I remember when it first started, he just texted me and said, I just want to win. I want to do whatever I can to help the team win, wherever that means. I'm playing. I just want to win games. So bringing in a guy like that who has that attitude, a team player that can play a lot of different positions for the group, will be super helpful. And like I mentioned, just bringing two guys into an already really good locker room will be great for the group. So I'm really looking forward to it.
We're going to stay to this right-hand side, front row. We'll go David, and then we'll go to the back to Alex. David, if you could raise your hand so she can. Yep.
Hello, Jordan. All right, so sometimes we underestimate careers, right? You have more than 50 games with the national team, great career, but we were looking for 2025, really challenging for Seattle Sounders. You're gonna play against Botafogo. You're gonna play against Atletico Madrid. You're gonna play against PSG. And of course, you're going to have a lot of challenging games on the MLS. Behind that, as a human being, how do you handle that mentally?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of games, a lot of challenging games, a lot of obviously we're so lucky to do what we do for a living, being professional athletes, living the dream, absolutely. But there's the stress that comes with that, and even more so in a congested schedule like this. So for me, what I've learned over the last couple of years that I've gotten better at is just really escaping the game when you're outside of training, when you're outside of games, when you're at home, really being intentional about being in the moment, spending time with your family. I've said this before. I've had a son. He's about 15 months, and I kind of said for me, I think the last 2 seasons have been the best seasons of my career, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's come since he's been born, because he puts a lot in perspective. And I come home from a game or training and didn't have the best day, and he runs up to you, and none of that matters. He doesn't care that I'm a soccer player, just his dad. And so he again puts so much in perspective. And I think mentally that helps a lot. So just really getting away from the game in different ways outside of training, outside of games has been really important. I think in a stressful year like this, that's even more important.
I'm going to go back center to Alex. If you could just raise your hand so he can see you.
How's it going? You mentioned the Club World Cup earlier today. Thoughts on the draw, and how important is it for MLS teams to be competitive in this tournament?
Yeah, I think we definitely got a tough draw, which is pros and cons. You obviously want to advance, and we're going to go into the tournament with that goal to get through the group and see how far we can go. But also it's exciting to know we're playing teams like Atletico Madrid and PSG and Botafogo. And so to have those games on the horizon is awesome for the group. I think it's an incredible opportunity for MLS to showcase its ability and its talent, how much the league has grown. Just the quality within the league. And so our goal as a group is obviously to go win games, but to hopefully showcase that we can compete with these teams and do our best to advance out of the group. I think it is important for MLS, for us, and for Miami to do well in the tournament, to showcase the league's ability and the ability of our team. So we're excited for that challenge and that opportunity. We know it's obviously not going to be easy playing against some of the best teams in the world, but not very often that you get to do that. So it's a really cool opportunity.
Any additional questions in the room? Michelle? We'll get the microphone to you.
Hi, Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
my town. I was just wondering, going into this season, how the perception of Inter Miami and all their stars and everything, you know, coming into last season when we did the same event, everyone, or a lot of people assumed you've got that roster, they're just going to roll through the season and win MLS Cup. Obviously, they rolled through the season kind of, but didn't win MLS Cup. How's the perception as a player, and do you think among players in the league, has it changed a little bit? The perception of Inter Miami, is everyone just kind of used to the idea that Messi and his friends are here? You know, how do you think going into this season, Inter Miami is perceived? Thanks.
Yeah, I think similar. Obviously, you know, having probably the best player of all time, and a lot of, you know, that group that played at Barcelona is, you go into those games and it's going to be tough to beat them. But again, I think it shows the growth of the league and the growth of the talent in this league, that they didn't just run through and win MLS Cup easily. That obviously they, you know, Atlanta got past them, and you know, maybe it takes a special performance like Brad had against Miami to get past them, but that they're, you know, obviously not unbeatable, and that the rest of the group, you know, the rest of the league can compete and win trophies even with an incredible team like they have, and the players that they have. So again, it shows the growth and the talent that every team in this league has, which is really exciting. We're going to play them this year, which will be fun. I know guys, everyone looks forward to playing in that game, and but I think the perception is the same, that they have a great team that has a good chance of winning trophies. So we all have to do our best to try to slow them down.
I'll take our last question from the front, Fernando.
How you doing? Jordan Fernando Fiore from Inter Miami Radio. And I was listening to your answers, and then all of a sudden I focused on the 30th season of the MLS, and you've been an iconic player. You are an iconic player from this our league, and your family and everything. How do you feel about that growing from 1996 until now, and how your family and your town? And then the second question is, since talking about Seattle, and you mentioned great teams from around the world, also if you have a chance, go to see my great team River play, that they will be playing in Seattle some of the games of the club. So don't miss that opportunity.
Okay, awesome, definitely.
That's my suggestion.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'll try to get out to those, definitely. No, it's really exciting, the growth of the league. Even since I came in 2016, it's changed dramatically. You see, you know, players from around the world wanting to come here at younger ages, and you know, understand that the talent and the growth in this league is there, and it's an exciting market to come play in, and I think that perception from around the world has changed and will continue to change. And with the next few years here, soccer in this country, with the Club World Cup, with the World Cup coming to the U.S. and Canada and Mexico, it's just the game's going to continue to grow here, and I think it's exciting. I think you see more kids picking up soccer at a younger age, and you know, wanting to be part of the growth of the sport in this country. So yeah, it's been really cool for me to see over the last 9-10 years since I've been in the league how much it's grown. And like you mentioned, my dad was team doctor for the team. He's been around the Sounders since they were in the USL, so to kind of see, you know, I was a fan back then, but to see the growth since then has been incredible. So it's really cool. It's going to continue to keep growing, and it's just a really exciting time.
Jordan, we want to thank you for your time today, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.